Alright, so just wanted to have a look at all of the options, a bit of a refresh really on the Extrude Boss Base. So I'm just going to go straight into the Extrude Boss Base tool and have a look at the options. Okay, so the first thing obviously we need is a profile. It doesn't really matter what plane for this example. And I'm just going to use, let's go with centered rectangle. Okay, so just a little bit of an experiment, so I'm not too worried about dimensions. Let's exit out of there. Okay, so straight into the extrude tool options, and we're just concentrating on what we have available to us down this left hand side. So direction 1, basically we can choose whether the material goes up or down. If we switch the arrow here, in the drop down box we have a few different options. Most of these are not going to work for us at the moment because there's nothing else in the workspace for the tool to interact with. Mid plane will work, and blind will also work. Blind basically means you are telling the tool what to do, and mid-plane just makes the extrusion symmetrical, so you can see here that it goes equal amounts both sides. Okay, so let me jump back to blind. Alright, obviously the dimension tool here allowing us to add a certain depth of material. Okay. We can also do that using the arrow in the middle of the screen, although it's not as accurate. Okay, moving further down, we have this button here for draft angles. If you switch it on, basically you can change the angle that the model angles in at from the side. So if we just increase this number, let's try 20, you can see that we get this kind of pyramid shape. Okay, these up arrows here as well allow you to go up in increments, so this is going by 1 degree at a time. The draft outward option basically just does the reverse. Solidworks does not like minus numbers. Okay, so I'm just going to switch that one back off. Moving down, we get the option to add a non-symmetric amount of material underneath the workspace. So if I just click direction 2, we pretty much get the same options again. So if we had other things in the workspace, we could use up to surface, but we haven't, so I'm going to leave that one as it is. The distance, so again we could just choose a different measurement, and we could also apply a separate draft angle to that sections of the model. Okay, switch all that off. Thin feature is quite nice if you're doing hollow objects. So if you just switch thin feature on, you can see that you now get a wall either inside or outside your shape. You can change that over here. The direction arrow allows you to have inside or outside. One direction, basically, the thickness of the wall is either one side or the other. Mid-plane makes your drawing line central to the wall. And two direction means that you can have a thickness on the outside and the inside separately. Okay, I'm going to leave that back where it is. 10mm wall thickness, and I can choose to cap the ends as well. So it's still hollow inside, but it puts a top and a bottom on the model. Switch that off and switch off thin feature. Left with our solid block. Selected contours. If we had multiple shapes in our sketch, we could choose which one of those shapes to apply to this feature. And that about covers the extrude tool.